Hi there. Just before we head into the podcast, I'd just like to give you a quick reminder about my up and coming tour, Bridging the Two Worlds 2026. In order for you to receive a discount, you need to get an early bird ticket, and early bird tickets are available until the 30th of November. So head to Event Finder, otherwise, go to the link below. I look forward to seeing you there. Blessings and love, Kerry Marie. Hi, Andre.
Hey, Mum.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, great. It's lovely to see you. Haven't seen you for a little while because I think you've been busy with family and all that sort of thing.
Life is busy.
Life is busy.
Can be busy.
It can be busy for all of us, but it's lovely to see you.
You too.
Great, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So today we're going to be talking about an important subject, and probably I don't know if something you've heard about, but people talk about psychic ties, and it's about being able to cut psychic ties. So I think it's an important thing to understand what it's all about and why would you do it and all the rest of it. So you can ask me some questions about that.
Cool. So I haven't heard of psychic ties.
Right.
So can we start there and just
Yeah.
explain what a psychic tie is?
Yeah, well, for instance, I'll have a psychic tie with you. So I've talked before about a psychic side of us. We've all got this electric magnetic field, which contains, it has our aura, our soul, our higher self, our personality, our characteristics, everything about us. And I think it's really important to be connected. We have this connection with other people. I think that's really important. And so we have and some psychic ties are stronger than others. So it could be particularly with your children. I mean, you think about the umbilical cord with a mother. I mean, they're tied right from birth. And then they usually breastfeed them, or they may not, but they hold them and cuddle them. So it's a strong bond. You talk about the bonds, you know about bonds. So it's like a bond. And some bonds and ties are stronger than others. So some are quite strong. So as we go again about our life, we have these bonds with people and these ties with people. It doesn't mean every person you come across, but a lot of them we do, especially like family, friends, people in your work situations, colleagues, that sort of thing. And also I feel for me something that's really important is I probably form some sort of psychic tie with my clients, which because I'm joining into their aura, into like I've had it quite often. I sit down, I pick up something about them straight away. Like at the moment, I don't know why, but I get a feeling you're feeling quite hot. You're feeling quite hot,
I'm
quite
always
warm.
hot in your house.
Yeah.
Because you like to have the temperature hot. And
Yeah, so I'm feeling more hot with you because I
okay.
think 'cause I'm picking up on your heat at the moment.
Right. Hopefully it's not because I'm sweating.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so I can pick up that you're quite hot. But so that's what, so you form the like close relationships. Can you form the people from the coffee shop? Yeah, like there's a lady down at Sunflower Sunny. She's up, I'm sure I've got some sort of tie with her. In fact, I turned up for a meeting yesterday and she saw me straight away and I know what I want. So yes, you form that psychic ties. It's normal because it's just like sharing and relating and relational relationships are really important because of this exchange of energy. So yeah, it's quite a normal thing that happens with all of us. It's not a bad thing necessarily. It can cause you problems, but generally that's what they are there for. That's what I believe. This is what I'm not saying it's facts. It's just what my feeling of it is. Yeah.
Sure. And so are these psychic ties important? And if they are, why?
Well, they're important because for me, like a mum and a child, for instance, I pick up that you're warm or hot or, as a mother, and you just can feel when something's upset. So say for my husband, I can tell straight away if he's had an upset of any sort. As soon as he walks in the house, I can feel it straight away. I know straight away. And I know him, I know it's important he'll come and tell me the next day when he's ready to, not to ask him, because I know he's an internal processor. So I can feel his energy straight away. I know what he's feeling. You can feel the children. I mean, when your children are cold, it's just a normal thing. So it's an important thing because you have this empathy and this feeling for other people. So yeah, it's quite, and with animals as well. You can have psychic ties with animals. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And why would you want to have psychic ties?
Why do you want to?
Yeah.
Well, because, for instance, don't you want to bond with the children? Don't you want to bond with your family?
Yeah.
Don't you want to bond with people you really love and care about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
and
interesting.
for me, it's important when I'm actually doing a reading for someone that I form some sort of bond with them. It's I can see it with them actually when I'm doing a reading. You get people, and I actually don't need these glasses. I put them down. So I have a bond with someone. So you see them and they get quite uptight and they sit there like this with me, and they're not letting me connect with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just say something. I find I put a wall up as well, so I can't connect to them.
Mm-hmm.
I can connect to spirit, but I can't connect with them. But what happens is they can unravel, and they can slowly sort of let you in and form that tie. Because by forming that tie with them, I can actually help do a good reading for them. But at the same time, it's not good for me to necessarily hold on to that psychic tie with them as well. I've realised that.
Okay. And so why would you want to cut those ties
Well,
if that's what you're talking about?
Yeah, it is. So, for instance, for me, with my work, and that's something I need to be more aware of because this week I got extremely run down. There was one day where it was like really draining, and my darling customers, poor things, were going through really difficult circumstances, and it affected my health. So, and well-being, so I got absolutely drained. I felt so run down and awful. So I realise now that I really need to, as much as I'm tied to them, I need to cut that in my mind's eye, just cut it, wash my hands with cold water and just send them love. And I don't need to be tied to that, what's going on in their life. It's like a counsellor. Mm-hmm. It's like I give them what they need to, but I can't continue carrying that. Or when I do a healing. So that's really important in a healing situation, or someone like counsellors or anybody doing with humans. I think it's really important just to sort of, there's different types where you can cut psychic ties, but from an acquaintance point of view or from a therapy point of view, you can I cut the tie and you just go and wash your hands with cold water. That works really well. I find that difficult at Spiritual Church when I do healing. I do healing and at the church I can't go and wash my hands with cold water, and I want to straight away. I just really want to. I learned that as a massage therapist. So the cold water sort of neutralises the energy. Or when I clear a house, it's really important that I do that. For instance, I went to one house and I started washing my hands constantly. I had OCD. And what it was as a child, I found out had OCD, so I was mimicking his behaviour. So that's not a healthy thing for me to carry. So they're quite powerful. Mm-hmm. So yes, you can just go, yep, I cut that tie, I blow the energy back. I learnt that in Reiki actually. Go and wash your hands with cold water. That's all you need to do, shake it off, whatever. It's not, you just don't need that energy. You know, you've done what you need to. So that's sort of more on acquaintance client way, but there's other situations where it's really important to cut psychic ties. So to be honest, I haven't done that a lot in my life. But it's really important sometimes if someone's really dragging you down. So if they're really dragging you down and they're really affecting your well-being and your life, it's really important to do it. And I've done it recently. It's the best thing I could have done. It's just, I've known this person my whole life and their energy and everything. And I even went through a situation of just thinking, I'll just leave it with God. It's their life. I'll just relax about it. But it's kept on coming back at me until I did this cord cutting. And it's weird, but it was a bit of a process to do that. But you don't have to go around doing it for everyone. It has to be, you have to really think about it. I think you don't want to go cutting psychic ties because you want that relationship with people. It doesn't, one of the questions you might come across is, does it mean you'll never see them again or they won't be part of your life? The question is, they can still be part of your life. They can actually still be in your life and part of your life. But what is really good is that they stop having that effect on you. They no longer affect you.
So people that have a psychic tie with you, if it's the wrong person, they can drain you. You can cut that tie. Does that tie grow back?
No.
So once you've cut it, it's done.
Yeah, it's gone. But I have to say, it doesn't. I don't know if it can drain you. It just what it gets to you. I think they can get to you. It's more than just draining you. There's this thing about don't let someone live rent free in your head, and they can just get to you and you can't get over it, and then they say things, they might see them and they say things and do things, or you can't control other people. I mean, it's when you get to what you call it, no one's perfect, but for you personally, you've got to protect your own energy, and you get what you call the end of my tether with that person. You know, you end your tether, and it's taken me a long time to realise that's what I needed to do. And we saw Gail Pickles, she talked about the colour therapy. So with this particular person that's affected my life, she told me to write a letter to them. And I decided I've been doing a lot of work, I've done a lot of personal development, I've done a lot of healing. I don't need to do that. And then it was really shown to me that, oh my God, this I really need to do this. And it really has worked. The one thing I'll say about it, though, it does a process. So it doesn't happen instantly. I found after there's a way that I've got a process I can explain on here for the podcast for the viewers, so they can know what I did and how it worked. But what I found when I went through this, it's like a ceremony. It's a process, but it's also you need support with it. I'd say if you're going to cut a psychic type, because you might get quite emotional, because it has to be I think, for really big reason. As we just don't go around doing with every Tom, Dick and Harry, so to speak. You really do it because it's just got to the end of your tether, and it's really affecting your well-being, your health, because emotions can affect your physical health and your mental well-being and even your spiritual well-being. So it's not that you're causing any harm on them. It's just removing that energy from no longer affecting you. So it is a real process. So that's something I need to talk about. I think about it's a process about how do you do that? How do you do this?
Okay, well let's go through that process.
And it's important for you to know that if it's like a family member or something, it doesn't mean you won't see them or won't be part of your life, but they won't have that same effect. So what Gail told me to do, and I resisted it, but it did work. So I wrote a letter to this particular person, and I just let it all out. I didn't hold back. I just let it all out, and I wrote everything. And then, to be honest, you don't have to read it to anybody, but I chose to. So I read it to my husband, who was very understanding. John was very understanding, and I think it also gave him a bit of understanding of how this had affected me. That was quite good. So he was quite empathetic, and when people support you and understand, so it gave him a real solid effect. So there was a lot of tears and a lot of grief when I did it. I also read it to a very close friend. I still remember them saying to me, lovely English accent, saying they haven't got many redeeming features. It made me laugh a bit, and tears. The other thing, so you can do that. The other thing you need to do is you need to write a stick figure, and of you across for them, and you draw a tie, and then you cut it with scissors. And then what you do when you've done this is that you don't have to show it to anybody. You can just read it out loud to yourself once you've read it. And then you go and you burn it. So in this situation, when I burnt this was my husband, John, and we burnt this letter. It was a bit of a ceremony. And then I said a sanctum, and then I went back into my room, and so the first step is to write the letter. The next step is to draw and cut the tie. The next one is to burn it in a safe place. If you're going to burn something, don't burn the house down. So make sure we put it in a big bin thing that was fireproof. So we put it in a big pot actually and burnt it. Goes to ashes. And then what I did is I went back into my room. So you can go to any special place. And then I went into a meditative state. I've talked about meditation, I put my thoughts into a little box. I asked the spirits and angels and Jesus and protection actually to come in around me. And then I visualized this person standing in front of me. And then what I did is I saw this a bit like, Star Wars, Star Wars with the beams. So I saw this beam between me and this person, And then I invited Michael the Archangel to come in, because Michael the Archangel's the angel of protection. And you just invite him in. And if you don't know what he looks like, it doesn't matter, just invite him in and just visualize this beautiful sword, the sword coming through and just cutting this tie. You see the tie cutting. And then what you do is then you ask Michael Archangel to just take out the roots of this tie out of you, and you let it go and disintegrates. And then you just see this person just go from colour. You see them to go to black and white, and you visualize them till they go smaller and smaller and smaller into the distance. So I did this, and but the interesting thing was, I thought that was it, but actually what happened was I didn't expect to be really emotional and upset for about a week afterwards. And when I talk about this, I can feel the emotion coming up. And I saw someone that knew this person, and it all just came out. I just felt, for the first time, I was really honest. I spoke my truth. I did, this is how I feel. He wasn't the only person I said it to. I said a few people. I wasn't running them down. There's no running down. I was just acknowledging the situation, how I've been affected, and that I'm letting this person go. And it is between them and God, whatever. And it was like I'm hearing the words like flushing them out. And it was like, and I feel if you come across someone you can talk to about this, it's not about running people down, or it's not about pointing their character down, defamation of character, anything like that. It's someone you can trust. If you need to let it out, someone you can just trust. All you're doing is letting it out. Even if it's a counsellor, go and see a counsellor. It's someone who's completely confidential that you can just pour your heart out to. And all you're doing is just offloading the energy. You don't have to talk to anybody afterwards. You can just go to the beach and yell it out. It doesn't matter. But I just was a process of a whole week. I felt really emotional, quite upset. And then I sort of forgot about it. And what happened for me is that it's like the person wasn't in my mind, and I never talked about this person or the situation that went on my mind. And it's like, it's with all due respect, it's almost like I couldn't care less. But I don't mean I couldn't care less in a nasty way. It's just I actually couldn't care less. It's just so. It's like so. So that's why I feel it's a good time for me to talk about it now, because I'm sort of come through the process, even though I can feel the emotion that I went through. It is very emotional. And you have to be in the right space, has to be at the right time. And you've got to have the support. And I wrote about, get a therapist, talk to a therapist about it, and go to someone that you can really trust. Because it's very, very, you're very vulnerable, and it's very deep stuff, and it's quite strong stuff. And you've got to have this really, can be quite touchy. It's quite delicate. It's very delicate. And ask Spirit to help you with as well. But it does work, but I found it has worked. And like I'm saying, I wouldn't do it to anyone. Or if I'm having a problem with someone, I just talk to them about it. You don't have to go around and do it to everybody. It's just someone that's really got to you. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
That's be quite serious if you wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
Yeah,
and so when do you know?
Not wishing them any bad, you actually let them go with love as well.
When do you know it's time to do something like that?
I just think it gets to the point where, for me, it was just enough's enough. It got to the point for me where I decided I don't need to write the letter. And then someone came to me and they told me something had happened. It really upset me. I just got to the end of my tether. I said, you just know, I've had sorry to say this, but I've had a guts full of this. I can no longer deal with it. This is the only thing for me to do. And you just don't need that. And it's not wishing them anything bad. It's just that you don't want it to affect you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds like quite the process.
It's quite a process. It's quite involved. That's why I thought I wanted to do a podcast about it. So I really think you need to support around this. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And does it work straight away?
No, like I said, it didn't.
Yeah.
So it actually, I thought it might, but it didn't.
Right. So it's a part of the process.
Yeah. So it took about a week for me. Yeah. Everybody's different, individual. Maybe it works straight away for some people, but it was like, I don't know. if you've had something that's been bothering you, say, I don't know, for instance, you've had some illness and then you start to feel, and you go through a really bad time and you're sort of coming out of it and you see the light at the tunnel and then you sort of doesn't actually affect you anymore. It's just so subtle. It's very subtle. It stops affecting you. But it does for a while, and after a while, you realise, oh my God, it's gone. Yeah.
And so, what's the benefits that you found?
The huge benefit for me is that person's actually they're still in my life, but they're not having that effect on me. So I got this, not nasty, like I couldn't care less. It's so oh well, and it's like, which is good. Yeah. So people talk about forgiveness. It's not about forgiveness. It's stopping that energy from affecting you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And
Yeah.
and so people change, situations change.
Yes.
Can you reconnect the psychic tie?
Right. I would just say, why would you want to?
Yeah. Well, let's say there's the situation's changed, the person's changed.
I don't think you need to, because the situation is that you still can have them in your life. You can still even have a conversation with that person.
But let's say you want to reestablish it.
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't answer that. It's like, I mean, it has to be a big reason to really want to.
Yeah.
I know that I wouldn't want to with this person, even if the situation did change.
Yeah.
I think that's something you'd have to ask the spirit world to help you with if you really wanted that. But what I'm saying is that do people really change that much? I mean, we like to think we can. What's that saying? I definitely believe you can forgive, but you don't necessarily trust. And I went to a great Christian, it was a parachute concert, and this guy did an amazing talk about forgiveness and trust. And forgiveness, you can forgive something, it's good to forgive for yourself, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you trust that person again, and trust is earned. So I guess I would only think about like reconnecting a psychic tie if you could really, they earned their trust back. But knowing at any given time you can break it again. Yeah, so I'm sure anything's possible, and I'm sure that you could ask Spirit to help you do that. That's what I would do if I wanted to, but the thought of it doesn't inspire me at all, because I just think it's gone, and I just think that person's still in my life, but they have no longer affected me, and I don't know if I want to risk
I mean, that's
going
your
back.
situation, right? But
Yeah.
someone might like cut a psychic tie and
Yeah.
then realise they've made a mistake, or
Well, it's the person still in your life. So,
Yeah.
I would say anything's possible. And I think that I would just go into meditative state. I'd ask the spirit world to come through, and I'd say to them, can you please help create the psychic tie again? Yeah. It's like, I'm sure if that's what you really want, they could.
okay.
So, like, I suppose it's the same as like a broken relationship. I guess it's like say, for instance, people that get divorced. So that does happen. So people break that tie away, don't they? They have a legal document, they separate, don't see each other for years. And you see people that get remarried again
Yeah.
after all those years. So it's the same thing. I think I'd say anything is possible. I don't see why it couldn't be.
One of the people at the Coldplay concert will be going through that.
What Coldplay concert's that?
Oh, did you not hear about that?
No.
Oh, right. It was there was at the Coldplay concert they had a kiss cam.
Oh, right. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that billionaire CEO.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, and he's left his job now.
Yes, they'll be
Oh,
severing. They'll be severing their ties at the moment.
Oh, I'd say so. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah. Yeah, and that's really hard for them. And my heart goes out to everyone involved in that situation. That's not an easy situation for anybody to be dealing with. But yeah, I would say that. I suppose it comes down to earning that trust back again. And I would say yes to that, because, I would say that spirit world just gave them. They're very, very powerful. And if you want to do that, you could do that. Yeah, but like I say, you wouldn't do it with everybody. But it's just that I think the effect they have on you is no longer the negative effect. So the reason why I'd want a psychic tie with, say, my husband, is because as hard it is for me to feel when he's upset or not feeling that great, I want to know that because I love him and I want to be there for him. Like if even though your children, you can get really upset for your kids, but you want to know, you want to feel their pain and suffering because you want to be there for them, or you want to be there for your friends. Like I know someone recently, and I just thought they can't help their behaviour. I wouldn't cut a psychic tie. I think I forgive them, but I don't like the behaviour, but I'm not going to I'm not going to do a psychic tie with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, definitely not. But I'm aware of their behaviour. It's completely different. So it's not something you just, you do willy-nilly, if you know what I mean. It has to be a big thing.
Yeah.
And, and I think there's probably only 2 people in my life that I've done this with. Only 2 people.
Mm.
Yeah. So, and whether I do more, I don't know. I'd have to really think about it. But it doesn't mean, like I say, that's not, you'll never see them again. They won't affect you. And maybe I'd say Spirit just gave me the words, they're powerful. So if they really want to, yes, you can collect that tie again because they're showing me that.
Okay.
And it's nice you can do it with the animals as well. You got to tie with the animals. It just happens about naturally. And I would say that some ties are bigger than others.
Mm-hmm.
Are stronger than others. I'd say like family's pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
Friends can be really strong. Children definitely, your animals, all that sort of thing. Yeah, and then it's like really when someone passes away, they're cutting that tie because they talk about the silver cord and that cord's. So they're cutting that silver cord, that psychic tie to the earth, and they go. Doesn't mean they can't connect with you again. Talking about this is quite interesting, is that I cut psychic ties quite quickly. In some situations when I'm doing a reading or when I'm doing a demonstration. So in a demonstration, what can happen is that, because people are quite strong, personalities are forced to be reckoned with, and I've seen myself almost morph into someone's energy trying to get their approval without even realising, because it's quite a tough thing standing in front of people giving a demonstration. And people can sort of play with you. They're not doing it consciously, and they want you to prove it to them. And so I still remember the situation where I was doing a psychic party and this lady had a very strong personality, and I formed a psychic tie there because I felt myself, and I was actually going towards her and I was leaning into her energy and she was controlling me, and the reading wasn't going very well, to be honest, and she was playing with me, toying with me is the word I just heard, toying with me. I thought, I've got to cut this tie. So I decided, okay, I would cut the tie. It's like that, cut the tie. I went back to spirit world, blending with the spirit world. And oh my God, the reading was incredible. The evidence I got was huge. And it was amazing for me and for the other person as well. It was incredible. So it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
It was better for me. And I've done that. I need to do that in reading sometimes, and I do it at reading sometimes. I actually cut the tie and go away, go to spirit, and it works better.
Yeah.
It's mediumship. I've done it with demonstrations recently. I can feel myself doing it. You don't even, you're sort of unaware it's happening, and suddenly you think, oh, cut the tie, move away. That's all you need to do in situations like that. Just say to yourself, cut the tie, go into the power of spirit. And go into your own power, and you can still give them a really good message, but you haven't got that psychic tie with them. Yeah. So that's so that's another situation with psychic ties as well. Yeah. So cool. I think you've got any more questions for me?
No, I think that's everything I can think of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully I've given you some insight. That's what I've learned about cutting psychic ties. I'd say just beware. Be thoughtful about it, think about it, maybe talk to a trusted therapist or friend about if you want to do this or not, get support around you if you want to. So thank you so much for listening and watching us today and being part of the Spiritual Truths podcast series. If you like this podcast, please like, and to help the podcast, we'd love you to please subscribe to our channel. It's on both YouTube and Spotify. Also, if you want to book a reading with me, go to kirimarie.co.nz, go to bookings, and also look up for my workshops that are coming available as well. Thank you for your time. Blessings and love, Kiri Marie.